Scottish Poetry Library's Poetry by Heart Scotland competition takes place throughout the school year in 3 phases. So the first takes place actually in schools. The young people recite their poems and they choose a winner and a runner-up from that stage of the competition. Then the next phase is that we have regional heats. And then today we've been having the national final here at the Scottish National Gallery. This is where young people from all the schools involved that have got through all the heats come together, recite their poems, and also just a really great opportunity to share poetry.
They seem so twinkle still. They never cease inventing new spaces and huge explosions, and migrating in mathematical tribes across the steppes of space at their outrageous ease.
My favourite poem is the Stars and Planets by Nolan McKay. It's an incredibly powerful poem, I think, especially the last verse.
This poor, sad bearer of wars and disasters rolls roicing round the sun with its load of gangsters, attended only by the loveless moon.
Finding the rhythm, finding the joy of it, and that's what really helped me to memorise them as well, to get into the heart of the poem.
My sister was a wildfiring, an artisan's multicoloured plate still a twirl. I am a white canteen saucer.
I think it's definitely relevant to learn a poem by heart because it will stay with you for the rest of your life. And I know poems which I learnt when I was 5, which my dad used to always get me to learn poems, and it's quite funny still knowing them.
Mad as a silken Disraeli stovepipe hat hiding a gypsum white rabbit under it.
I think poetry by heart is just a really refreshing and wonderful thing to take part in. A lot of the job is so much about exams and preparing pupils for exams, but this is just about helping them to engage with something that's fun and enjoyable, and celebrating literature for what it can just give us, not because it's going to get us any kind of exam result, but just because it's something really special to be treasured.
Rejoice, mortal man, in the noon of thy prime. Ere thy brow shall be traced by the ploughshare of time, ere thy twilight of age shall encompass thy way, and thou droopst like the flowers to the rest in the clay.
Poetry, I think, for me personally, always has had and always will have that ability to inspire me to do something, to think a different way, to step into someone else's shoes, and to just have a think about life and what it really means.
Robert Frost was a dominant figure in American cultural life in the first half of the 20th century, for those of you who did not know that. You can find all of this out on Wikipedia, clearly. On his death in 1963, President Kennedy talked about Frost leaving behind an imperishable verse that gives joy and understanding, which is what you're about to hear. Yes, we are. Okay, please welcome from Stuart's Melville College with Out Out by Robert Frost, Fraser Anderson.
Leapt out at the boy's hand, or seemed to leap. He must have given the hand. However it was, neither refused the meeting, but the hand. The boy's first outcry was a rueful laugh as he swung toward them, holding up the hand, half an appeal yet half as if to keep the life from spilling.
Learning any poetry by heart, the first top tip that you should look for would be to actually understand what the poet means, because it lends a great deal to how you actually deliver it if you really understand the meaning.
It's about encompassing an idea simply and just wholly. It allows you to understand really what poems are for. They're not for studying, they're for being drawn in and explaining something in a very magnificent way.
Over there, a liver which maps the empire of a wily sparrowkeet. There is so much to observe, so let us proceed through the upper galleries.
So today's final's been absolutely fantastic. We've picked a winner and a runner-up, and all the young people involved have just been really articulate about what they've learned through the process. And I just think it's been a really beneficial event for them all coming together today.
In the soft sky above, 2 training jets tag and roar. The orange glow of the leader, a clear reheat. The benefits of learning poems by heart is the effect a poem can have on you if you let it relate to yourself, and later in life you can look back on it and be like, this poem really changed something in me, or it made me learn something new. A shooting star draws a yellow line across their paths. Of course I make a wish. Wouldn't you?